Hey everyone, TJ here. Today's readings, Genesis chapters 24 and 25, Psalm chapter 4, Mark chapter 9. Now, I'm not going to lie, I was this close to just mailing it in for the day and saying something short and sweet. I've had a really long day at work. We're at a conference and it's been a long day. And I've been sitting here trying to think of something I could say quick and easy to get it over with and go to bed. But then I sat here and I couldn't think of anything easy, and then it got my brain moving. And so here we are. And the title of this is going to be Trusting God in Insane Situations. So in Genesis chapter 24, Abraham asked his servant to go find a wife for his son Isaac. Now, if you remember in yesterday's reading, Abraham had Isaac tied up to an altar, ready to sacrifice him to God, before God interceded and said, "You actually do trust in me." Then the angel of the Lord comes to Abraham and says, "I will make your descendants as numerous as the stars." The only catch about having your descendants as numerous as the stars is that you need your offspring to reproduce and create that lineage. And the only problem for Isaac was he was 40 years old and he did not have a wife. So Abraham tasked his servant to go to Abraham's home country and go find a woman for his son. So the servant goes, and he's there looking for the perfect woman. And he's praying to God to show her to him through a specific scenario. And wouldn't you know it, the woman is Rebecca, shows up in the perfect scenario, and the servant knows, I've got my gal. She can't just go. The servant has to go to Rebecca's house and then get the blessing of her father. Now, let me just say, if a man randomly shows up at my door one day asking for one of my daughter's hands in marriage, and he's never met the girl, I'm probably going to say, you're crazy, go home. Instead, what does Rebecca's father do? Sends her with. What's really incredible about the Old Testament is that the faith that a lot of these characters have in just seemingly impossible situations. And it gets me to thinking, what kind of quote unquote impossible situation is God calling me or you to do in your life? I never imagined doing a TikTok Bible study, yet here I am 9 days in, tired and almost wanting to mail it in. It's going to be a late post, but I'm going to get it there before midnight. In conclusion, I just want to say, if you feel like God is putting something on your heart, I encourage you to listen to it a little more closely and maybe act on it, because sometimes acts of great faith can lead to great things. That's all for today's reading. Tomorrow's is Genesis chapters 26 and 27 and Mark chapter 10. Good night.